Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jacqueline and I make new videos every week, a whole variety of things, lifestyle, beauty, adventure, all sorts of fun stuff, and I upload every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. And today I just want to kind of have a chill chat with you guys about my skin. So I have my coffee. But I do have a 30-day skincare test coming up too, but I wanted to do this video first just to kind of give you a little bit of background before that video goes up. So before I dive in, I do just want to remind you all, like I do before every skincare video, that I am not a dermatologist, I am not an esthetician, I'm just somebody who loves skincare, and everything I talk about is just things I have found through my own research and all that fun stuff. Obviously, if you have any skincare concerns or anything, definitely, you know, go consult a dermatologist or go see an esthetician, something like that, you know. Obviously right now during the pandemic, that's a little bit harder. And I think when we get to Colorado, I do want to go see a dermatologist. But anyway, let's just hop right into talking about my skin and what's happening right now. So if you've been with me for a while, you know that my skin was actually doing pretty well when we were in Washington State. I had my routine down pretty good, and it was looking really good. Before that, I don't know if I've ever talked about this, I had really bad cystic acne when I was in high school and into college. So actually when I was a sophomore in college, that would have been, oh my God, 9 years ago now, I actually went on Accutane, and that helped my acne so much. I still got the occasional breakout. Accutane is great for like cystic acne. It's not a cure for acne. It's as close as you can get to kind of a cure for acne. But you still get the occasional breakout and stuff. My skin was really clear. And then I got out of college and I started getting a few more breakouts. And so I went off dairy. So I haven't had dairy in a very long time since I think I stopped eating dairy when I was a junior or senior in college. So again, that was a long time ago. And then actually I stopped, well, gluten's a little bit harder for me. I've talked about this before. I attempt to be as gluten-free as possible. For some reason, gluten is just harder for me to wrap my mind around and to get rid of fully. It's just one of those things, like I still eat soy sauce, which I know has gluten in it. It all depends on where we're living. Sometimes that kind of stuff's just harder to find. But anyway, so I don't eat very much gluten either. So I was kind of doing the best I could for my skin. And actually right before my wedding, which would have been 4 years ago now, my skin was looking really good again. But my skincare routine was super simple. I think I was using salicylic acid almost every day, and my skin was looking really good. And then I moved to Washington and my skin kind of had a little haywire moment. And that's when I started digging back into skincare and kind of seeing, you know, what was out there and what I wanted to try. So I incorporated a vitamin C into my routine first, and that worked really well for me. And a retinol. I used a very gentle retinol, and those two worked really well. I used the vitamin C in the morning and the retinol at night, and that seemed to work really well. My skin is clearing up great. It looked awesome, and it was working really well for me. So I slowly started incorporating an exfoliating serum. It was a combination of like AHAs and stuff. My skin was looking great. I did have one purging situation while I was in Washington, but other than that, my skin was looking good. And then we moved across the country, and I didn't really change my routine when we first moved. I was kind of still doing everything that I was doing in Washington. I had my vitamin C in the morning, and I was switching on and off between my retinol and my exfoliating serum. I think I was doing like 2 nights of retinol, a night of exfoliating, 2 nights of retinol, like going in that pattern. That was what was working for me in Washington. So I assumed it would be working for me when we got to Georgia, which it did not. My skin went haywire for some reason. I don't know if it's the air conditioning, it's the environment here. I don't know what it is. My skin just went haywire and it hasn't been the same since. And so I think after it started, you know, breaking out a little bit more, I think in my mind, I went back to the old, well, I should do more, which I know isn't right. And I've talked about this before. those harsh acne ingredients aren't the way to go. And that's not the way I went. I actually went harder with like my retinols and stuff, and I think I dried my skin out really badly. And then I started, because it was so dry, I started exfoliating more, and it just was not working. So I decided to, I think this was probably about a month ago now, I kind of stopped doing what I was doing. I did start a new exfoliating serum, which is what the 30-day skincare test is going to be on. So if you come back later in the week on Saturday, you'll see that 30-day skincare test. But other than that, I kind of stopped using all sorts of stuff that I was using. The only active I was using regularly, was my vitamin C, because I've been using that for so long and I know it works well for my skin. So I didn't give that up. I started slowly cutting back on my retinol, and then I eventually just cut it out because it was just drying my skin out so much, and my skin just feels so tight and dry and itchy that it just wasn't the right time for me to use retinol. Because if you've ever used a retinol, you know that it actually dries your skin out and can make it more irritated. So I stopped using my Differin for a little while, but I'm still using the BHA exfoliator that I've been trying. After this week, I think I'm going to drop that as well too, and just go to a really, really simple skincare routine, because I think what happened was, because I was using so many things and trying new exfoliators and kind of using them too frequently, I ended up damaging my skin barrier. Cause you can kind of see, I don't have any makeup on right now, by the way. I have some mascara and some like eyebrow gel, but other than that, I just have my skincare on. So you can kind of see it's all like red and stuff down here, and it's like a little bumpy, but it's not like, they're not breakouts, like they're not whiteheads or anything. It's just kind of red and irritated and really itchy. It gets really itchy at night if I don't put enough moisturizer on. And I think I damaged my skin barrier, which can happen if, you know, you're exfoliating too much, you're using too hot water, your environment, all sorts of different things can damage your skin barrier. And I think that's what happened. So my plan of attack was to drop everything, just, you know, keep my skincare super simple, super hydrating, and super nourishing. So like I said, I pretty much dropped everything, and after, I think I'm gonna do the BHA exfoliator one more time, and I've been using it every like 3 days. Like I'll do 2 days off and then I'll exfoliate, and then do 2 days off and exfoliate. Sometimes it'll be 3 days off. It just kind of depends on how my skin's feeling. But other than that, I've been doing a vitamin C in the morning, a hydrating serum, a really nice thick cream in the morning too, and then obviously my sunscreen. And then at night, I've just been doing, again, I wash my face with a really gentle cleanser. If I'm using the BHA exfoliator, I put that on, a hydrating serum, my cream, and then I was putting on some rosehip oil. I don't have any currently. I actually placed an order in Ulta, which I'll tell you about here in a second. And then I put my rosehip oil on, and it has helped a little bit. It's definitely less bumpy and irritated. It doesn't feel quite as itchy. And I think it's slowly starting to get back to a normal skin barrier. I've only been doing this for a couple weeks, and it's going to take longer, obviously, than a couple weeks to get to return to, you know, a normal, healthy barrier. But it is getting there. And so I decided, now that's kind of getting there, I'm going to stop that BHA. I want to go for more gentle skincare actives to kind of help control the acne that's coming with the damaged skin barrier. So I actually placed an order on Ulta for a few things. I got a new oil cleanser, which is not really part of this, but I have been really enjoying my oil cleansers at night. I think they're really nice and hydrating before I do my second cleanse. And I think that's really good. And then I ordered an azelaic acid, which azelaic acid is supposed to be this amazing, this amazing ingredient for acne and rosacea. It's super gentle on the skin. And it's an anti-inflammatory and an I think it's an antibacterial, so it helps with like the acne and all stuff. If you want to know more about azelaic acid, I am going to do a 30-day skincare test on this, but there are a couple great dermatologists out there who have videos specifically on azelaic acid and what type of acid it is and what exactly it does. Like I said, I'm not a dermatologist, but there are a couple on YouTube that are awesome and can tell you about azelaic acid. So I would definitely just like search for them and see what you find. But it seems like an awesome ingredient, and you can incorporate it into your morning routine after your vitamin C. So that's what I'm going to do with that. So my plan is I'm going to start that 30-day skincare test probably the end of this week, beginning of September-ish. So that gives me 30 days to try it out. I'm just going to go slow. I'm going to do every other day in the morning after my vitamin C and just kind of see how my skin reacts to it. Make sure, you know, it is gentle enough. I'm not, I don't have prolonged itching or anything. I've heard a couple people say it can kind of feel like a little stingy and itchy when you first put it on, but it shouldn't be prolonged itching. So like I said, I'm going to go slow, which you should do for all of your actives, you know, definitely slowly work them into your routine. So I'm going to give that about like 2 weeks-ish just to kind of see how my skin's reacting to it initially, making sure it's not itchy or anything like that. And then start slowly working in my next active into the nighttime, which I talked about on my Ulta haul. There is this kind of burgeoning skincare coming out. It's been around for a while, and it's actually pronounced bakuchiol. I've talked about this, like I said, in my Target wish list. Acura makes a dual phase one, but I found a sleeping mask from a brand called Coco Kind on Ulta, and it had amazing reviews. People rave about this stuff, and it just sounds amazing. So after I kind of give my azelaic acid like 2-ish weeks, I'm gonna start incorporating the bakuchiol at night. You can use it up to 3 to 4 times at night. So depending on how my skin kind of reacts to it, I'm either going to do it every 3 days again, so 2 days off, 1 day on, or every other night, just depending on how my skin's kind of looking and feeling and how it reacts to it. I'll probably start with every 3 nights just to, you know, see and get my skincare adjusted to it. But basically, bakuchiol is kind of a natural form of retinol. It comes from an herb. It's been used in Eastern medicine for like forever, apparently, but they're just starting to kind of understand it in terms of like its anti-aging and like all that kind of stuff, to kind of see that it's a natural form of retinol. It's just supposed to be a little gentler and stuff like that. So I decided to try that instead of going straight back into my retinol, you know, just to kind of, again, work my skin back up to there. I don't want to use anything too harsh right away. But I figured that was a good place to start. And then eventually after, you know, my skin kind of gets adjusted to both those, I obviously want to be exfoliating as well. So I am going to slowly incorporate my old exfoliating serum. I haven't used it in a while because I've been trying other forms of exfoliating, but I love the Mad Hippie exfoliating serum. It's really gentle. It's a leave-on. You put it on, you leave it on for 10 minutes, and then you just go on with the rest of your skincare. It's super gentle. It works really well. And so I will slowly start incorporating that back into my routine after the bakuchiol, kind of see how that kind of, you know, reacts with my skin and go from there. So that's kind of my game plan and what's going on with my skin. Skincare has just always been something I'm super interested in, and so I'm excited to kind of see what these new ingredients do for my skin. But I also want to talk about, you know, breakouts in your skin and your self-esteem. Obviously, it's really hard when you have acne. If you've never had acne before, if you've just had like a few pimples around your period, you might not fully understand this, but I've had acne since high school, and it's just one of those things. It's hard on your self-esteem. I was actually talking to my husband about it the other day, and he's like, well, I still think you're beautiful. Like, it has nothing to do with that. but he also has really good skin and gets like a pimple every once in a while, and his skin looks awesome. And I was just trying to explain to him that like it just takes a toll on your self-esteem to like see the red spots on your skin and to not feel like you look your best and know you could probably do something more for it. Sometimes you can't, you know. Some people have rosacea and all that stuff, and it's really, really hard to treat and get under control. Acne is the same way. If you have acne, it can be really, really hard to treat and to get under control. And I've just been having a hard time with it lately, and it's just really affecting my self-esteem. But like I said, I have a plan of attack. Hopefully this will work for me. If it doesn't, I'm definitely going to go see a dermatologist when we get to Colorado. But I understand if you are struggling with acne, it can be really, really hard and really, I don't know the word, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of, but really, just really hard on your self-esteem. So I just wanted to remind you all that it's normal. A lot of people have acne. I know when you look on social media and YouTube and all of that kind of stuff, that it seems like everyone on there has a perfect skin. It's not the case. Everyone's struggling with their own thing. They might have better ways of hiding it, of, you know, editing it out. There's all sorts of things out there that can help you hide your acne. It's not really anything to be ashamed of. Tons of people have acne, and it's just a normal thing lots of people go through. And you know, it's all right. It is what it is. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of sit down and talk with you guys about what's going on with my skin and my game plan. But if you guys have any questions for me or have any suggestions for repairing skin barrier or anything like that, please leave me a comment. If you're struggling with acne, no, you're not alone. Leave me a comment too. You know, just want to hear from you guys. I love to hear from you guys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to join our little adventure family here. And yeah, I think that's it for this video. So I will see you in my next adventure. Bye.